Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I'm here to review the new Skillet album, Dominion. This is going to be my first album review of the new year. So, I think this is the 11th studio album from the Christian rock band Skillet. Honestly, coming into this album, my expectations on this were not very high, and this band just doesn't really make quality music as much as they used to. So we'll talk about this during this review. So with that being said, let's going to get started. So I like to mention the opening track, Surviving in the Game. Now, I would say this is probably the best song out of the singles because there's some other singles on this album that are just meh, and I'll get to that here in a bit. But Surviving the Game is a pretty heavy opener for the album, and I just think it's a pretty decent song, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of a 5. I mean, it's not the best song on the album, of course. There's way better songs on this album than Surviving the Game, but however, I still think that's a decent song, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of a 5. So, next song, Standing in the Storm. I'm giving the song a 2.5 out of a 5 because I do not really care for the song that much. I mean, it's not the worst thing on the album, but it is one of the more cringier songs that I just didn't like too much. So, yeah, Standing in the Storm, I don't really like this song. It just doesn't really do much for me. So, I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. So, next song is the title track, Dominion. Now, the song could have been better, honestly. I don't really think it's that good of a title track. I mean, I think it's alright for what it is, but it could have been a better track. But however, I do like the heavier sound of the title track. I'll give it credit there, but the song overall just doesn't really do much for me again. So it's another song that really don't do much for me. So I'm gonna give this one though a 3 out of a 5 because I do like the guitars, but overall the song just doesn't really do much for me as a title track because they do have better title tracks on their older stuff. So the next song is going to be Valley of Death. I really like this one a lot. This is one of my favorites on the album. It's a piano ballad, but later on in the song, I think it's the drums that kick in and it gets kind of different. It still is ballad, but starts off as like this piano ballad, and then you eventually get the drums kicking in or whatever later on in the song, and it's pretty awesome to have that build up. So yeah, I really like Valley of Death though. It is one of my favorites on the album. One of the better songs because the first few songs are just kind of meh or just average pretty much. But yeah, Valley of Death though, definitely one of my favorites on the album. I love this ballad. It's a good song. So I'm going to give this song a 4.5 out of a 5. Definitely a good song for sure. So the next song was Beyond Incredible. This song I thought was pretty good. It could have been a single instead of Standing in the Storm because it's way better of a song than that Standing in the Storm song. That's for damn sure. So yeah, Beyond Incredible. I'll give this song props and credit because it's pretty good. It could have worked as a single. I don't think it was one, but could have been a single instead of Standing in the Storm. So Beyond Incredible, 3 out of a 5. The next song on the album is my favorite song on the album, and it is called Destiny. I've given this song a 5 out of a 5 because this song reminds me of albums like Awake and Rise, those Skillet albums. This song sounds like it could have been on 2009 album Awake or their 2013 album Rise. That's how much of a really good song Destiny is. It's a really good song. It's my favorite on the album. I just love this song. It's basically another ballad, pretty much, but just fits the album perfectly overall. So yeah, Destiny, an amazing Skillet song. Thank you, Skillet, for coming back to your good stuff on this track, Destiny, because this song is amazing, and I really, really like it. So yeah, 5 out of a 5. Next song is Refuge. This was another one of my favorites. So Refuge was basically another ballad. This one is also sounding like it could have been somewhere on probably Awake or Rise. Just another really beautiful song on the album. So this one I'm giving a 4.5 out of a 5 is another one of the better tracks. Good song. Shout Your Freedom, which is track 8. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of this song, but I still think it's quality decent for what it is. So I'll give that one a 3 out of a 5. 9 is the song Destroyer. This is one of my least favorites on the album. I mean, I don't hate this song by any means. It's just a song I don't really care for too much. I didn't care for it the first 2 times listening to the album, and the third time pretty much. But the song is fine for what it is. It's just one of my least favorites on the album, along with Standing in the Storm, and along with another song I'll get to here in a little while. But yeah, Destroyer is an alright song, just not the biggest fan of it. So this is another song I'm going to give a 2.5 out of a 5 for. Track 10, Forever the End. This was another song that I actually really enjoyed. It's a good song. I really like it. It's definitely got some great lyrics and everything like that involved. So yeah, Forever the End, definitely an amazing song. I really like that one. Next song is Ignite, track 11. Pretty good song. I really like this one. Maybe it could have worked as a single because it is a pretty good song for what it is. It's a good song. I pretty like it, I like it pretty much. It's pretty good. So yeah, Ignite, I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of a 5. Pretty good song. So this album closes off with track 12, which is the final track of the album and the worst song on the album easily. And it is called White Horse. So with White Horse, Skillet pretty much try to be a new metal band. And for the love of mankind, why Skillet? Just why? That's what I want to know. Why did y'all try to go new metal on the closing track? This is easily Skillet's worst closing track. Seriously. Skillet is not a new metal band. So I don't get why they want to try to make a new metal song because it doesn't work for them. This is the worst song on the album. Easily. So White Horse, fuck this song. 0 out of 5 for it. So that's going to wrap it up for mentioning the songs. So the album overall as a whole, I mean, I would say it is a massive improvement from their last 2 albums. 2016's Unleashed and I think 2019's Victorious. I think Victorious came out in 2019. Yeah, it came out in 2019, I believe. So yeah, this is kind of a improvement from their last 2 albums, but it still doesn't bring anything new to the table. It's just the same repetitive Skillet that you already heard previous 2 albums. So it's nothing really new. I mean, they tried something new with White Horse to try to be new metal, but they failed miserably with that. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, some favorites though for me on the album would be Valley of Death, Destiny, Refuge, Forever the End, and Ignite. Those are my favorites on the album. So yeah, Skillet. This band pretty much just needs to call it quits at this point because a lot of their music recently, since 2016, has just sounded all the same. It's nothing, anything new. So, despite this album being an improvement over the last 2 albums, it still doesn't bring a fresh take to their sound. It's just still got this radio arena rock style, even though they did try a few or so heavier tracks on the album. So, yeah, I don't think this album is 100% bad, but it's not great neither. It's not a great album. It's a okay album, but nothing amazing, nothing new, and that's my complaint with a lot of Skillet's newer stuff. So, if you guys are Skillet fans, let me know what y'all thought of this new album, Dominion. This is just my opinion, guys. No hatred towards Skillet at all, because I like their albums like Collide, Comatose, Awake and Rise. But anything after Awake has just been pretty disappointing. So, with that being said, this album is going to receive a 6 out of 10 rating for me. I'm sorry, guys, if this review was kind of negative. I just don't like much of Skillet's newer shit because it's just the same old stuff we've already heard since Unleashed in 2016. So yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.